Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and give this video a like if you enjoy my discussion. Check out my other videos if you're interested. Thanks to any new subscribers. So some crazy news is breaking like pretty much right now from the Hollywood Reporter. Something I did not expect like at all when it comes to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like totally mind blown. This is really catching me off guard. They are reporting that multiple sources are telling them, the Hollywood Reporter, that Jared Leto has joined the additional photography / reshoots happening right now for the movie series, whatever you want to call it. I haven't read the entire article because I'm shocked. I'm just going to kind of like scroll through it with you guys while making the video. So, interesting. It's also noting that the official title is Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I mentioned in one of my recent videos. So hopefully that's sticking, Zack Snyder's Justice League, as the official title. But it says that shooting is currently underway with Ben Affleck, Ray Fisher, and Amber Heard among those involved on top of Leto. It is unclear which other actors are involved. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I also made a video about additional photography happening for Zack Snyder's Justice League, but a lot of people some people are calling it reshoots, some people are calling it additional photography. I think it's probably more additional photography. It could be a little bit of both. But like, my first question is, how is he supposed to, like, what role is he gonna play in Zack Snyder's Justice League? Like, I never expected him to even be involved at all. Like, I didn't think he was going to be a part of it whatsoever. Like, it never crossed my mind during any time of the whole release, the Snyder Cut movement. Like, nothing ever crossed my mind as far as Jared Leto being the Joker in his version. The only thing I can think of at this time is, like, I don't know. I mean, how is he supposed to... I don't understand where he's going to come in. Like, where's he gonna fit in? Does he have something to do with like Deathstroke being involved? And is it like for the credit scene, or is it like, is he in Arkham where Lex is? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. So another interesting comment made in the article is about John Berg and Jeff Johns. The article is saying that John Berg and Jeff Johns are, of course, not going to be involved in any way with the Snyder Cut, and that sources close to both of them have confirmed their intention to remove their names from the Snyder Cut since they did not work on his version and are no longer studio executives. The sources also say the move pays respect to Snyder's creative vision and the additional photography shoot. So I'm glad that their names are being removed, because we know that they played a big part in bringing in Joss Whedon to take over, and, you know, just not good things have been said about their role in what they did to the movie, and, you know, tried to play it off as though Zack Snyder was the one bringing in Joss Whedon, and that it was his, you know, it was his choice to pick him to come in and do the reshoots, all of that nonsense. So now it's actually coming out that you know, their names will be removed from the project, which makes sense. So the article just goes on talking about, you know, that it's kind of unclear when the whole thing began with John Berg and Jeff Johns, and that it's not connected to the stuff that Ray Fisher has been you know, discussing and bringing up comments about. So their name being removed is not about that, but just about the fact that they feel that they're not involved in this, which is fair. Their names should not be included on it. It also mentions that how this could be tied into Suicide Squad, not the new one that we're getting, of course, because that's different, but the first Suicide Squad movie that we got, which was also produced by Zack and Deborah Snyder. So, I mean, there's also been like some attention on that recently, the Ayer cut. Some people have, you know, there's been people who are supporting, you know, the release the Ayer cut type of thing. And I mean, David Ayer himself has been tweeting about it recently, and um, you know, it's kind of starting to seem like maybe they will also release his original version of the movie, because it was kind of a similar situation to what happened with Justice League. It wasn't so much that they brought in another director, but they didn't really like let him edit his own movie. They didn't really like let him do much about it after he was done filming. So a lot of what happened with Justice League is kind of, similar to what happened with David Ayer's movie Suicide Squad. Like I said, not another director coming in, but there was reshoots and there was a lot of stuff that David Ayer had wanted to include in the movie that wasn't. And so, I mean, maybe Jared Leto being involved in Zack Snyder's Justice League is somewhat connected to, Suicide Squad.
Mommy.
Because if we remember, I mean, a lot of people think that, like, Zack Snyder's movie or Justice League, like, or just DC, I guess, in general, didn't have, like, an overall plan or vision or route that they wanted to take with their movies. But that's not true, because Justice League really was going to set up a lot of, it was going to set up, like, everything for the new characters that they introduced. So it was going to set up Aquaman. It was going to set up for, Flash and the Cyborg movies, because we're being introduced to them, and then in their movies afterward, we're going to kind of see, their origins more fleshed out, their each individual characters and stories in their own movies. But then, the whole disaster happened, and that kind of just, like, got pushed aside. And so they are connected. All of these movies are connected in a way. Obviously, Suicide Squad is connected because David Ayer has shared before that the mother boxes were going to be involved, and obviously Ben Affleck's Batman had a cameo in it. Ezra Miller's Flash had a cameo in it. So there are connections. We also know that, of course, Joker and Harley Quinn had obviously a role in Robin's death. So of course there's connections, between BVS, Justice League, Suicide Squad. There are connections. They just don't revolve around a central plot. And not each movie for each individual character affects the other individual character's movies, which I've said plenty of times in videos if you've watched my channel. But, like, it keeps becoming a relevant thing to bring up because, like I said, a lot of people don't think that, like, there was a trajectory or a vision that they had for the DC movies, which is obviously not true. So, like I said, this is very interesting and completely a surprise to me. Like, I don't know if anyone else out there expected that this might be a thing, but apparently it is now. So, I also always wanted to, like, I wasn't a huge fan of Suicide Squad, I'm going to be honest, but I think that it's probably at least better than the new one we're going to get from James Gunn. I have absolutely, like, zero interest in. Unless, I could be wrong, but from what I saw at DC Fandom, I don't really, no, not so far. I don't have any interest in it. And if David Ayer, if he has the chance to release his original vision for the movie, I will watch it. It'd be interesting to see what he had originally, his original intention for the movie to be, because when we had trailers and stuff like that for Suicide Squad, I expected to see a lot more Joker in the movie, and then movie came out and that wasn't really the case. Like, and even Jared Leto had said, like, they filmed a lot of footage for the Joker that obviously most of it was cut out from the movie. So I don't think he was given a fair shot at portraying his version of the Joker, because they cut so much of his footage out, and I always kind of wanted to see more of what he had to do in the movie. Like, he's a huge DC character. He's one of the biggest DC villains, of course. So for them to cut that much of Joker out of a DC live action movie like that, it's a pretty big deal, because he's a big character. And, like, they have a big name actor, celebrity attached to him. And so I think that's pretty interesting if we get to see him in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and however they put him in. I mean, 4 hours is a lot. So I'm just interested to see how he fits in with the whole everything. I don't understand. But I'm looking forward to finding out how this comes to be. So there's also reports recently that Batman, oh my gosh, I keep calling them their character names. Ben Affleck has signed, supposedly, has signed contract deal for the HBO Max project that we have heard about a few times, whether it's a series or a movie, and that he has supposedly also signed on for more movies, but we don't know specifically which ones or how many. There are conflicting parties in this debate, I guess you could say. Some sources or some outlets, I guess you could say, are saying that this has happened, and other people are saying this hasn't happened. And supposedly, both sides of it have confirmed to their sources that this is or is not happening. So I hope it's happening. We shall see and hope for an official confirmation of some kind soon. But in the meantime, subscribe, like my videos. If you like them, leave a thumbs up, turn on notifications, and we'll see you next time.